Today's Sunshine Note is titled Disappointment with God. When he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. He should not think he will receive anything. James chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. When Greg and I graduated from the seminary and returned to the Washington Conference, the number one thing at the top of my prayer list was a job. Day and night I told the Lord that I desired to work with teenagers again, ideally teaching Bible or something along that line. When I learned that a teaching position had opened up at a nearby school, I was elated. And when they called to question me about the job, I was simply ecstatic. I knew the Lord was working things out for me and answering my prayer. I had faith He would come through for me. And they gave the job to someone else. How are we supposed to believe that God will answer our prayers when sometimes He actually doesn't? He has that right. He is God. He doesn't have to do things our way. But what do we do with verses like today's that says when we ask for something we must believe and not doubt? Do we have to believe that we'll get what we want, but God doesn't always have to give it to us? Since I didn't get a job, I became a stay-at-home mom and spent slow, quiet, carefree days with my son. We explored zoos and forests, made crafts and Play-Doh castles, and read about 1,000 books. A few months ago, I had my second little one, and suddenly the slow, quiet days disappeared. I'm running all the time, busy, stressed. The baby needs me constantly. It takes all day just to dress myself and put food on the table. The other night, someone reminded me about how hard I'd once prayed for a job, and it was like a blinding light suddenly glared in my face. God had actually given me what I wanted. Had I known the end from the beginning as He does, I would have seen how precious and fleeting those quiet days with my little boy really were and chosen them hands down over any job out there. God knew. He didn't answer the prayer that I so strongly believed He would. He gave me what I really wanted. That story is just a start to answering the questions we asked above. The rest is a journey. You'll have to take it. For what it's worth, here's what I've learned. To trust that God can do something is more important than insisting He must do it. To trust that God will do what's ultimately best frees you to accept any answer He happens to give. May God bless you today.